What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to episode number 9 of my Ruin a Random Ultimate Team series. I've built a different squad as promised guys, but I just want to show you. So we're 8-0 again, we've got 12 points, we need one more point to get promoted to the next division. I've built a French team guys, so I've got Mandanda in goal and then I've gone for Konko at right back, Yunus Kabul, Rami, and the reason why I went for him is he's got 84 heading and 84 defending. He's not the fastest, but he's a tank. Clichy at left back. Then we've got what's his name? Kabai, Gourcuff, Diaby, Ben Arfa, Remy, and Thierry Henry. It's not the most extravagant French squad. The most expensive player in it is Clichy, and he's worth around 19 to 20,000 coins on PlayStation 3. The rest of the players are worth, all of them are worth less than 10,000 coins. Most of them you can pick up for like 5 or 6,000 coins, or less really. Like you can get Ben Arfa for like 6,000 coins. The two centre backs are between 4 and 6,000 coins each. Remy was like 4,500 coins. The centre midfield are all pretty much discard value, like 3, 4, 500 coins. It's a really cheap team. So we're going to see how good it plays and how effective it is. Hopefully it's pretty good. In yesterday's video guys, I spoke about like the Twitter beef and all that kind of stuff, and I was a bit just a bit anxious to see how, wow, he's got a bronze goalkeeper, fuck me, okay. Yeah, just a bit anxious to see how the video came through, and it turns out that it came through a lot better than I expected. Usually when I do videos and that kind of thing, like where I go off on a bit of a tangent, usually they get like, you know, hordes of hate. But I think for the first time, for the first time ever, I guess, I actually put myself across very well, which is awesome for me. Yay! So today, guys, I want to talk a little bit about talent shows and music and the X Factor. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I've just been sat here watching the X Factor, and the show makes me cringe to my back teeth. Like it's a hideous show to watch. It really is. But let me explain why. So for me, like when the X Factor is on, like in the starting phases, you know, where people are just going on for the first time ever, you get to find some new talent, and you get to see the idiots as well, and you know, you get to see some amazing people and some idiots, and you kind of strike up a bond with some of the people. You're like, oh, I really like them. Oh, this guy is a oh, and there it is, boom, look at that, Kabai is away. Yeah, so you find people that you really enjoy. Even if you enjoy them for the wrong reason, you might enjoy them because they're stupidly stupid, I guess, or because they're really bad at singing. You might love them because they've got like, you know, the sort of voice that you love, like a soulful voice or a country voice, or you know, a rock voice or whatever. You know, there's endless possibilities with what you might like and why you might like someone. And then you come over to like boot camp, and I think boot camp is quite entertaining as well. I enjoy boot camp a fair bit. This guy's going to be really annoying to play against because he is a contain whore. Yeah, I enjoy boot camp a fair bit, and then it comes to the live shows, and usually I would enjoy the live shows of a like a talent show, you know. I watched something called Sing Off, I think it was called the Sing Off. It was basically just vocals, that's it. All you had was you, your voice, and you know, if you was in a group, in fact all of the people that were in the show were groups, and you just stood there and you sung a song and you did exactly what you could with it, and the judges judged you on how good your vocals were. And that sort of show really interests me, because for me, the music industry is more about vocals than personality, really. You know, you can always fake someone's personality in videos or on stage and stuff, but I mean, I'm going to say you can't fake someone's vocals, which is completely not true. Of course you can fake someone's vocals, but that's definitely a more important aspect, especially of a like a talent show where it's all live and they, you know, what's there is there. You know, like there's no no denying there's no like auto-tune or something for these people in the X Factor especially. So I enjoy those stages, and like I say, I usually really enjoy the live shows because you get to see the good people, like the really good people that have made it through, and that, you know, that for me that's interesting because I love acoustic music. I watch a lot of acoustic music, and I you know, a lot of my favourite artists are artists that I found on YouTube that aren't famous and aren't in the charts, and just sing songs that I love that are, you know, they put their own interpretation onto the song. And that's awesome, man. That's the way music should be for me. It's, you know, someone's personal interpretation of a song and how that comes across, you know, when they're singing it. And so that's what I look for when I look for music. And of course I like, you know, some pop songs and hip hop songs and rap songs and you know, the odd drum and bass song, or the odd dubstep track. I don't mind, you know, like I like a bit of everything, but for me, like, acoustic music is where it's at, and always will be where it's at. Go on, Ben Arthur, smash that home. Oh, what a save. So coming back to the X Factor, we're in the live show stage now. I don't even know what week it is. It could be fucking week 7 for all I care about, but I really hate it. There's 2 good things about the X Factor. One of them is the fact that Ella Henderson is unbelievable. She's my favourite artist this year. Her and Jermaine Douglas, I think, have superstar voices and actually deserve to go somewhere in the industry. If this guy scores from that, I'll be pissed off. They actually deserve to go somewhere in the industry. You know, they've got the charisma to make it. They deserve to be there. The only other decent thing about the X Factor is Nicole Scherzinger, because she's an absolute babe. She's like my all-time #1 hottest woman on the planet. Has been for a good decade or so, and she's very interesting to watch. She's very seductive and very sexy when she's does her little thing. Sometimes, you know, she stands up and starts dancing whilst her act or an act is singing. Here comes a beauty touch. Oh, there it is. Boom. Thanks for coming. And yeah, she makes the show real interesting for me. And don't get me wrong, people, like, when I tweeted that out, people were like, what about Chulisa? Yeah, Chulisa's attractive, not my cup of tea really, you know, like she grinds my gears a little bit. But one thing that annoys me about the X Factor, especially the UK version of the X Factor, is the lack of respect. Oh, beauty touch #2, there we go, look at that, we'll have that. Is just the lack of respect the judges have for each other and for their acts. At the end of the day, what the judges have done the last few years is they've made it a competition between themselves, and that's so selfish. It's not about the judges, it's not about them winning or losing, you know, it's not about their personal pride, it's not about how good of a mentor they are. What it is about how good of an artist they can turn their acts into. It's nothing to do with anything else. And the fact that they have these just disgusting rambles on air, like live on air, it's so bad for the show, and it makes me cringe so much. Like just today, Chulisa and Gary were talking, and Gary said something like to Chulisa, I don't know what's more offensive, what you said or your fag ash breath. What the fuck are you doing? Like, this show goes out to millions of people. You wonder why Simon Cowell left the UK for the US, and you wonder why this show's losing ratings. It's bullshit like that. You got to be positive for your acts. You got to be a positive mentor. Like, what kind of image are you giving off? What kind of, you know, persona are you setting for your, oh wow, that nearly went in, for your acts when you're sitting there bitching and bickering between each other? It's fucking pathetic, and it's so unprofessional, and it really winds me up to the point where I don't watch the show anymore. The only reason why I'm watching it tonight is because there's nothing else on. I was flicking through the channels, I was like, oh, X Factor's on again, let me have a look. Usually what I do is I wait until the show's finished, and then I'll go on YouTube and I'll find the 2 or 3 people that I'm interested in listening to, and I'll go and listen to, oh, that nearly went in as well. I'll go and listen to their songs on YouTube, you know, and do it like that, so that I don't have to put up with the bullshit and what they talk about and stuff, because I'm not interested in that at all. And the X Factor is gonna die as a show if they keep this terrible banter or bickering or whatever whatever you want to call it, whatever it is, it's just awful, and it needs to go. You know, it needs to go the next show. And it's strange because at the start of every show, because I do watch the start of every show, well, most shows, because my girlfriend loves the X Factor, and we watch it together, and then like 5 minutes in, I'm like, do you know what, fuck this, I can't be watching this shit again, and I end up moving away and going and watch something different. But at the start of every show, the judges are really nice to each other, and they're all like, oh yeah, what I said last week, I didn't really mean it. And then the next act will come on and they're like, do you know what, you fucking murdered that song. And they'll just slot straight back into that bitchy, argumentative, I need to be the best judge kind of character. It's not about the judges. So the other thing I've been watching recently is the X Factor US version. And first of all, the judges are... They feel like a team, you know. They feel like a panel of judges that are there to find the best talent. And sure, they have differences of opinions, but they actually have like enough respect there for each other to accept that they just have a difference of opinion. They don't like throw proper insults at each other. They don't like demean the other judges for things that have gone in the papers or that have gone on in their personal lives and stuff. And it just generally comes off as a much better, much mature show, which of course is entertaining for everyone that's watching. The other thing that I prefer the US version compared to the UK version is the talent. Now you look at the UK version and you've got Ella and you've got Jarmaine, and I think, like, I would go as far as saying that's about it in terms of world-class stars that this show has produced for us this year. Then you look at the US version. I don't know how many of you actually watched the US version of the X Factor, but it's amazing. And in every single category, like, they're at judges' houses right now, and in every category there are 6 people and 4 of them are going through to the live shows. I could not tell you which 2 people out of each category were going home, and in the UK version I can tell you pretty much every time which ones are going to go home. And if I don't get it right, I at least get one right, or I think I'm right, and I would like to think that I would pick the better acts. And that's another thing that annoys me about the UK version. A lot of the acts get through because they have a bond with the judge, and one of these prime examples is Ryland. He's fucking atrocious. His voice is beyond awful. He will never ever make it as a singer, ever. How he's on the live shows and how he's this far into the live shows is beyond me. But he got through because Nicole likes him, and that there's no other, nothing else to it. I just don't understand how they can put someone out who's got an actually good voice. Like the guy that I thought would have gone through was the black dude. I can't remember his name. I thought he had a great voice, and he sung a great song at judges' homes, and he got put out. And it's like, how the fuck are you kicking out someone who's got good talent just because you think someone's got a bit of a laughing stock and will TRB with the finesse shot and will make a few shows look pretty good because he's a dickhead and everyone likes to hate on someone. Like, I don't understand the mentality behind it. I don't understand how someone like Ryland got through his first audition, let alone through to the finals. But then you look at, like I say, you look at the talent on the American version, and if you haven't, go and check it out on YouTube, because there are some phenomenal artists in the American version. You go as far as saying, like, the top 16, the 16 that get through to the live shows, every single one of them this time around will have an opportunity at winning this. And you can never say that with the UK version. With the UK version, you're going to have probably, I'd say, maybe 5 max that might have a chance, and usually that, dwindles down to like 2 or 3 in the early weeks of the live shows, when some true colours start coming out and some bad song choices come out, and yada yada yada, and so on and so forth. And it's just phenomenal. Like, there's this one girl called Carly Rose Sonnenclair, and she's 13 years old, and she puts to shame every single person in the UK version of X Factor. And don't get me wrong, I understand US has like 350 million people living in it, and the UK has like 60 million people living in it. So obviously their pool of talent is a lot bigger than our pool of talent. But I think the way that they handle themselves in the show, the way they actually nurture their talent, is a lot more effective than what we do. And I think that's why they get so many better people, and the fact that the prize in a US version for winning the X Factor is $5 million. That's a shit ton of money. You get a lot of people turning up to win $5 million. You're going to find people that might already be somewhat established musicians, maybe on a circuit making good money or doing gigs in front of a few thousand people every week, that will give up that to come and try and win $5 million, you know. And the amount of people that the US version kicked out that I thought were amazing, I was like, oh my god, how did he not get through? And then you look at the talent pool that they've got and you're like, well, that's why he didn't get through, you know. They've just got some more amazing talent. But then you look at the UK version and what do they get? They get a 1-year record deal with Simon Cowell's record label with a guaranteed maximum of 1 album released. And that's all you get. And depending on how your sales do and how you do and whatever, that will determine whether or not you actually make it in this industry. So winning the UK version of X Factor is bugger all. It basically gives you a 1-year window to make it in the industry, and if you don't make it, you're left exactly where you started. If you win it in the US version of the X Factor, you got $5 million. Like, you could do whatever the fuck you want, and the difference is just absolutely astounding. So I'd like to hear what your guys' thoughts are on the these kind of talent shows, whether or not you watch them. I don't necessarily think it's gay to watch these kind of things. If this is what you like, this is what you like. If you don't like this, you simply don't like this. You know, there's no need for the comment section to get into any kind of nastiness or anything like that, because you have a difference of opinion whether you like it or not. But it will be interesting to see. And there's a few other talent shows out there as well, like The Voice, which I don't tend to watch. I don't know why. I just never really got into it. But I see corners OP. But yeah, so The Voice is out there. You got in America again. You got like Pop Idol. You have things like from back in the day. There was like Making the Band with P Diddy. There's a lot of these kind of shows out there. But it'd be interesting to see if you guys watch any of the other types of shows and whether or not you think they're produced better as a TV show, and if they do better for the person involved. What was the other? There was one show that I used to watch on BBC. I can't remember for the life of me what it is now. Yeah, I can't remember what. It'll come to me as soon as I finish making this video. That's for sure. Oh god, I just literally can't remember what it was. But yeah, so let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about these sort of things. And when you watch X Factor, do you enjoy the bickering and the banter between the judges? Like, I would say a lot of it is kind of for the cameras, but I'd also say a lot of it is just absolute bitterness between the judges. I don't know why. I don't know why you would get a whole bunch of judges that don't enjoy each other's company or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. It will just be interesting to get your guys' thoughts on the whole situation. Oh, this could be a nice goal here. But we are coming towards the end of the video now, guys. We are in the 80th minute, and as usual, I thank you all very much for watching. And if you could hit that like button, it would be amazing. Even though we're not really at that stage yet. I had one more thing to talk about today, but I'm not going to have enough time. I get into these. Oh, go on, Remy. I always get into, like, just before making this video, just before, like, turning the game on and getting involved and stuff, I was sitting here like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? I've got nothing to talk about. And then I tweeted out about X Factor, and I thought, hey, fuck it, I can talk about the X Factor. I don't need to tweet about the X Factor. Let me tell you guys my feelings and my thoughts on a video. Why not? So I had a subject there, and I was going to talk about one thing that I get asked a lot recently, like a lot. I've spoken about this before many times since I've had like 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 subscribers. I've spoke about it in length on Foreplay before with AA9, Calfreezy, and KSI, and it basically what the topic is. Are we going to get another goal here? Oh, what a finish! Hatton Ben Arthur, get in. The topic is starting YouTube. So in the next video, guys, that's what I'm going to be talking about. Maybe not the next Ruin a Randomer, but in the next video, that'll be what I'm talking about. And in the meantime, guys, I ask you guys to give me what you want to see. I'd say that what videos do you want to see? You go to my Facebook page and vote for them. The Rise to Fame series never ever gets voted in. It's always the Become a Legend video and then the Ruin a Randomer. What's the problem? Like, why doesn't people like that series? I thought that was really enjoyable. Like, I'm really enjoying making that series. I'm really far into it. I've built some crazy good teams as well. Like, I never really thought I'd be able to build teams like this, but I've built some really good teams. Oh, we've got a far post going on there. Oh my God, Henry, what kind of shot is that? Yeah, I've got some good teams, and I'd really like to show you some stuff, but I obviously want to give you guys the content that you want to see, and if the most voted thing is always the Become a Legend and Ruin a Randomer, they'll be the videos that I'm giving to you, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Let's it's one of those things that'll be interesting to get your thoughts on in the comment section. And we'll see what minute we're in now. So we're in the 89th minute. I'm winning this game 6-2. I'm winning this game very, very comfortably. I thought it was going to be a tough game at the start because this guy was very good at defending. Let's just say that. Like, he was containing like an absolute champ, and he still is. To be fair to him, I've scored some pretty terrible goals. Oh, I could have just finessed that in then. I didn't realise I'd get so much space. But yeah, so domination of this game. Scored from a couple of corners as well, which is always nice. Oh, look at that run. Okay, not the ball I was anticipating there. But yeah, guys, so we are pretty much at the end now. He might go and get one more goal here with Carlos Vela. Oh, he's gone for the beauty touch. He's ruined it. Shame. But we're going to end it pretty much as soon as the game's over. We're just going to go and check the match stats for the ritual, but we're going to be in Division 3 the next game. So using this team in Division 3 could be a bit tricky because it's not the most amazing of teams. If I can find, by the time I've sold all the other players that I'd sell, I should have around like 50 to 70,000 coins. So I might go out and buy someone like Nasri or Benzema and just improve the squad a little bit. But yeah, so we'll see though. We'll see in the next episode. Absolutely destroyed this guy, like, from start to finish, fortunately. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like rating for me. It helps my channel a lot. Check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/NepoMonster, and my Twitter, which is twitter.com/NepentheZ. Both those links will be in the description. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time.